Okay, I haven't done one of these in a while. Hello, everybody. This is a recap for the DOTS Bias Trading Indicator. Today is Thursday, October 23rd. A pretty straightforward day. This is market replay. Left-hand side, this is a 1-minute execution chart. And on the right-hand side, I have a 15-minute chart of the NQ and the ES. Specifically, if you look at right before the market opened on the 15-minute chart, we had yesterday's previous day low. You can see around 8:30 Nasdaq swept it, whereas ES made a higher low. So coming into the session at 9:30, we had divergence, which kind of puts your spidey senses alerted to potentially there could be some kind of reversal. But I'm going to show you how I used the dots to execute two separate trades. Okay, so the market opens and the Nasdaq immediately takes off. So what I like to look for is a column or a series of columns of all green dots, in this case, or all red dots if bearish, but green dots for momentum to obvious liquidity. So pre-market, the previous day low got swept, London low got swept. So green dots, momentum to obvious liquidity. And the obvious liquidity, at least for target one, is the London high. So one potential entry function is something called the one dot entry function, where you get long. The blue line is VWAP, so we have a closure over VWAP, strong. That's a checkpoint. Column of all green dots. We can use that for momentum. You can see it flickers, but that's neither here nor there. And so we're looking for momentum to liquidity. So I'm just going to let this play out. So we get a flash here, then dots reset right here. We get a retracement to this 8 EMA, which is the green line. So green line holding. So we have this little breakaway gap. We have green dots. We have EMAs holding. We have a closure above VWAP. So there are a lot of bullish signs to warrant a long. So long, you use ATR about 23 points, close enough for government work, targeting London highs, green dots again. You have the divergence, SMT, whatever you want to call it, between ES and NQ, pre-market. And so this trade worked pretty expeditiously. So that was one setup I looked at. And then I also like to use something called the NQ stats, at Probable Chris on Twitter. Initial balance break. So basically, it looks at the first hour of trade, so 9:30 to 10:30, and you can go on the website. Basically, if price is in the top 50% of the initial balance, that there's a high likelihood of a continuation. I like to pair it with the dots, just as a confluence. So you can see this is 9:30. I'm just going to draw a fib. 9:30 open. Where is price at 10:30 or thereabouts? And so you can see we retrace into 50% of the trading hours only low to high. You can see we wicked here, couldn't close below the 50%. Little manipulation here. And then I think this is where Chris got long, probable Chris. I got long up here. I had a crappier fill. And you can see there we got a dots reset here. 30 points. Whatever, close enough. And then the stats look for a high of the initial balance to get hit. So we have green dots for momentum, for bullish bias being green, 50% holds of the trading hours low to high. I like seeing these candles reaction to 50%. You know, you could look for some kind of inverted fair value gap, however you like to identify entries. And you can see we got a solid reaction. I actually didn't get in until over here. So I had about a 35-point winner, I think. But you can see the dots refresh to green. So I like momentum to initial balance high. We have statistics behind it. We have dots behind it. We have technicals behind it, just 50% holding. And the high eventually trades. So pretty straightforward day for the dots. I like using the dots for momentum. 2 obvious liquidity targets. Target 1 was London high. Target 2, initial balance high. So 7-day free trial, link in the dots. Oh, before I'm done, I've also introduced gold dots because gold has been pretty wild lately. Has moved a lot better than the Nasdaq, and you can see there's a nice winner from here to this overnight high. Yeah, so just made them. If you want, there's a trial for the gold dots too, if anyone wants to give them a whirl. They've been doing super well lately. And that's that. Feel free to drop me a tweet or a DM with any questions. Join the Discord. We're a good bunch. Yeah, would be happy to talk to you. Thanks.